Welcome to the travel guide of French Riviera. The French Riviera, or Côte d'Azur, is known for its captivating scenery, Provençal culture and cuisine, charming villages, and overall joie de vivre. As one of the most alluring regions in France, it's the perfect destination for travelers in search of extraordinary food and wine, combined with fascinating history and culture. This area along the southeast coast of Provence is where the Alps meet the Mediterranean, where the climate is moderate nearly year-round, and where warm sunny days are cooled by sea breezes in the evenings. Start your journey in Nice, the crown jewel of the Riviera. Stroll along the iconic Promenade des Anglais, where palm trees sway in the gentle sea breeze and vibrant cafes beckon you to indulge in local delicacies. Discover the historic Old Town, known as Vieux Nice, with its charming narrow streets, colorful buildings, and bustling markets. Don't miss the famous Cours Soleil market, offering an array of fresh produce, flowers, and artisanal goods. Climb up to Castle Hill for panoramic views of the city and the shimmering coastline below. Take in the beauty of the Baie des Anges and the iconic red rooftops of Nice. For art enthusiasts, explore the Marc Chagall National Museum and the Matisse Museum, showcasing the works of these renowned artists against the backdrop of the Riviera's natural beauty. End your day with a leisurely stroll along the Quai des États-Unis, watching the sunset paint the sky in hues of pink and gold. With its blend of culture, history, and natural beauty, Nice truly offers an unforgettable experience on the French Riviera. Just a short distance from Nice, Yves is not to be missed. This quaint cobblestone street-filled village is perched overlooking a cliff thousands of feet above the Mediterranean. While here, visit the Jardin Botanique des, which is housed in a former medieval fortress, to experience incredible panoramas of the French Riviera. For a top-notch meal with a view, dine at Chateau Aza. Then, stay at the historic La Chèvre d'Or, where the balconies of the seaside rooms appear to sit suspended over the Mediterranean. The colorful harbor of this picturesque village, with its brilliant coral hues and gold-toned buildings, is one of the most beautiful Niçoise fishing villages on the French Riviera. Villefranche sits on a hillside, and the town's buildings seem to cascade down to the harbor. Wander through the narrow alleyways and cobblestone stairways comprising the village's old town, dating back to 130 BC, before visiting the 16th century St. Elm Citadel, which offers views overlooking the Mediterranean. Afterward, enjoy people and yacht watching, with an aperitif in hand at an outdoor cafe along the pier and harbor. To get to Gourdon, the journey starts with a scenic drive in the hills above the Côte d'Azur, through the winding granite cliff-lined roadways of the Gorges du Loup. Then, travelers can stop for a break at Saut du Loup waterfall. The drive alone is worth the trip, but so is a visit to the impressively perched fortified village of Gourdon. You can wander the hilly streets, which feature beautifully preserved medieval white stone buildings, and tour the feudal castle with its sculptured gardens. Afterward, relax on the terrace at La Taverne Provençale to take in extraordinary views of the French Riviera. Antibes is a famous resort destination, located between Nice and Cannes. Is surrounded by fortified walls overlooking the sea. Visitors can stroll through the streets of the historic old town, then peruse the daily Marché Provençal. Shop for seasonal fresh produce, meats, seafood, olives, and cheeses, and stick around for the craft market that features clothing, artwork, and other handcrafted items. Antibes was also once home to Napoleon Bonaparte. He was imprisoned briefly here during the French Revolution at the star-shaped Fort Carré. A charming town surrounded by ancient ramparts, Vence lies just north of Cagnes-sur-Mer. Travelers can explore the historic streets and visit the Cathedral of the Nativity of St. Mary. The church dates back to the 4th century and houses a mosaic by renowned artist Marc Chagall. For a special treat, reserve a room at Chateau Saint-Martin and Spa. This elegant resort was formerly the 12th century residence of the Knights Templar. You can enjoy cocktails on your balcony or breakfast on the terrace with panoramic views of the Côte d'Azur from Nice to Cannes. Ramatuelle is a small commune built in the hills and surrounded by ramparts, looks out over the Bay of Pampelonne. Located just 15 minutes from Saint-Tropez, it's the perfect locale for travelers wanting to be close to the famed Côte d'Azur town and escape to a small, quiet village at the end of the day. While here, take time to visit Volterra Castle and sample the AOC Côte de Provence wines at its vineyards. And if you can swing it, splurge on a stay at La Réserve Ramatuelle, a luxury resort overlooking the Mediterranean. Start your day with a visit to the iconic Vieux Port, where luxury yachts line the harbor and chic cafes buzz with activity. Take a leisurely stroll along the quayside, soaking in the picturesque views of the Mediterranean Sea. Explore the charming streets of the Old Town, filled with quaint boutiques, art galleries, and lively markets. Don't miss the Place des Lys, where locals gather for a game of boule under the shade of plane trees. Indulge in a taste of Provençal cuisine at one of the town's renowned restaurants, where fresh seafood and local specialties await. Savor a glass of rosé wine as you dine al fresco, enjoying the vibrant atmosphere of Saint-Tropez. Start your day with a leisurely stroll along the canals, admiring the colorful facades of the charming Provençal-style houses. Explore the maze of pedestrian streets and bridges, taking in the tranquil atmosphere of this picturesque village. Discover the vibrant local market, where vendors sell fresh produce, regional specialties, and handmade crafts. Sample some delicious local treats, such as freshly baked pastries or a glass of chilled rosé wine. Take a boat tour of the canals to see Port Grimaud from a different perspective. Cruise past elegant waterfront villas, private gardens, and quaint squares, learning about the history and architecture of this unique village. Menton's picturesque old town, where pastel-colored buildings line narrow cobblestone streets. Admire the architectural beauty of landmarks like the Basilica of Saint-Michel and the bustling market square, Place aux Herbes. Menton boasts some of the most beautiful beaches on the Riviera. Spend a leisurely day soaking up the Mediterranean sun on the soft sands of Plage des Sablettes or Plage du Fossan. For a more secluded experience, head to the hidden coves of Plage du Borigo. Don't miss the stunning Jardin Serra de la Madone, with its exotic flora and panoramic views, or the tranquil Parc du Pien, perfect for a peaceful stroll amidst lush greenery. Indulge your taste buds in Menton's culinary delights. Try traditional Provençal dishes at local restaurants such as Soca, Pissaladière, and Bouillabaisse. Don't forget to savor Menton's famous citrus fruits, celebrated in dishes and desserts throughout the town. Embark on a scenic drive along the breathtaking coastal roads of the French Riviera. Enjoy panoramic views of the Mediterranean Sea and the dramatic cliffs that hug the coastline as you journey towards neighboring towns like Monaco and Nice. Thanks for watching. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share.